What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're actually going to be cracking into the GS, which is right behind me, because on my way to Final Bout South I ended up cracking my radiator by running over a piece of my splitter. So it's all self-inflicted, but it is what it is. I've already got the bumper off, I've already got the headlights off. You don't need to take any of the headlights off to do this job, but for me it seemed a little bit easier. It was 3 extra bolts, so we're already started. So as you guys can see, the front end of the car is already taken apart. There's a oil leak that I have to address sooner or later, which I'm very sure it's going to be the front main seal. But until then, everything else is pretty much good. I did throw in some stop leak on my radiator before I head out to the Clean Culture Houston Speed Sports car show type deal, which I was not expecting to be in, but I accidentally, I guess, finessed my way into the car show, dirty car and all, so that was cool. I'll throw in some footage of that soon, but yeah, I'm gonna try and get off the upper mounts or the upper stays, the radiator coolant hoses, and try and drain the coolant as soon as I can. This is the radiator that I decided to go with. It's not any name brand, Mishimoto or anything like that, but it is a triple pass radiator, aluminum radiator, CNC billet cap, which is cool. But my concern is this is quite a bit thicker than the normal radiator. And so, is it gonna fit with the AC compressor? No. Yeah, compressor or cooler, I'm not too sure what that thing is right there. Is it gonna work with the amount of room that I have? I believe it should work, but I'm on the fence about it. But let's get this one laid down on the ground and then transfer over all the electronics and fans and everything. I don't know what happened to the audio here, but I was going over the fact that I hate these hose clamps. I'd rather just go with the kind of threaded ones that you can just kind of stick your socket on and tighten. And they were almost impossible to get off with the needle nose pliers that I was working with. But I'm going to end up replacing these with some better ones, so that's good. Additionally, I need to get some lower profile, like oil pans or whatever, because trying to use these shoe containers was not the move. It was just me being lazy and not wanting to jack the car up to do this properly, but I got them off. I ended up jamming some bolts into the transmission cooler lines so that they stop leaking, but it still leaks, so it's chill. Basically, at this point, I was explaining that I ran into a conundrum where you can't remove the radiator without removing the intake because the fan assembly on the back side of the radiator hits the box on the side. So 3 10 mils, and then you can remove the radiator. Okay, so I actually have quite a few concerns regarding this radiator, and none of which are, is it going to work or not? I know it's going to work, but the problem is I can't tell if it's actually going to fit in the current spot. Typically when you're running multi-pass radiators, they're quite a bit thicker than the stock one. Like, this is the stock one. That's probably what, like maybe ½ inch, a little over that. And my issue is this radiator is about 3 inches thick, or triple the, actually It's about 2.5 inches thick, so it's still about triple the thickness of that. I don't know if the radiator is gonna fit with the E-fan assembly behind it, so that's partially where my concern is coming from. Maybe I have nothing to worry about, or maybe I have a ton to worry about. I gotta figure it out. This is the radiator that I decided to go with. It's not any name brand, Mishimoto or anything like that, but it is a triple pass radiator, aluminum radiator, CMC billet cap, which is cool. But my concern is this is quite a bit thicker than the normal radiator, and so my root for the concern lies in, is it going to fit with the AC compressor? No, yeah, compressor or cooler, I'm not too sure what that thing is right there. Is it going to work with the amount of room that I have? I believe it should work, but I'm on the fence about it. But let's get this one laid down on the ground and then transfer over all the electronics and fans and everything. Okay, so first impressions of this radiator after taking it out of the bag. It's a little bent. You can kind of see it at the bottom on the right side. It's slightly bent. It's actually kind of going like that. The whole thing is a little bit out of whack. You can't really tell, I guess, on the GoPro because it has a little bit of a fisheye to it, but yeah, that side's a little bit bent, so I'm hoping that everything kind of seats properly and does its thing. I think I might need to transfer over the lower mounts from that one as well, just to make sure everything fits, but we shall see. Actually, looking at it now, I was a little bit more skeptical than I was before. I mean, I was overly skeptical. I'm getting transmission fluid everywhere. Fantastic. So these ones, I thought that they were bolted in, but it seems like they're built in, so I should be good with the ones that are currently on the radiator. So we'll see how everything pans out as soon as I get gloves back on, because I hate oily cars, and this is exactly what it is. But yeah, that Mustang is loud. Alright. My glove straight up fell into the oily water. Fantastic. Okay, so I've gotten the fans disconnected from the radiator, but what I actually want to do right now is spray them down with a little bit of oven degreaser, because it works a little bit better, and get them a little bit cleaner before I actually reinstall them onto the new radiator. So let's do that, shall we? So this is what we're using. It's a scrub-free oven cleaner. I think this works better than most, so that's why I use it, and it's literally $1.25 at Dollar Tree, so it's the best bang for your buck as well. The only thing is they run out pretty quick since they're small cans, but it works really well, so you don't really need much. Then we just let that sit for a little bit, and then we're good. Spray it off with the hose. Alright, so it's sat about a minute. Let's give it a quick spray. If we need to, we can do it again, so ain't too bad. Let's do something a little bit different, because that got in my eye. And just like that, it's starting to rain again. Fantastic. Let's give it one more go with the, oh, we're almost out. Let's give it one more go with this, and then I'm gonna call it a day. Typically I would brush, but currently I don't have one. For me, that's good enough. Plus, I'm starting to get wet, so yeah. All Alrighty, so now to replace the fans back on top of the radiator. See, like, look at all that grime. Couldn't get it off with just the foam alone, but I guarantee you it's better than it was before. So let's get this, place this, just like that. All the holes should line up, which they do for the most part. 1, 2, 3. 4 is a little bit off, but you know, that's what you get for some of this eBay stuff. Some of it just doesn't fit like you like it to, but could be me. I could be stupid. You know, it is what it is. I'm not gonna lie and say I'm perfect. Alright, let me get the bolts in and then I'll get back to you guys. And this, my friends, is why cheaper parts are sometimes a problem. So, bottom 3, they lined up okay. They're not great. They're not perfect in their bolt holes. As you can see, this one's a little bit further south than I'd like it to be. That one's further south, that one's further south, and a little bit to the west. But the problem is these upper holes, they ain't it, chief. Like, that one does not line up. This one is off by maybe like a 1/4 to 1/8 inch from being able to be lined up. And then this guy even pulled up as far as possible. This one just, it's not doing it. Somebody come get your dog. But yeah, these ain't it. Like, that's pressed in to fit onto the radiator. Like that is as seated as it could be, which, I mean, I'm not opposed to just straight up zip tying it, but like, when you have connections like that and like this thing's not even like fully seated on this thing, that's when I'm having issues. So now I have to pick and choose whether I want to like leave this exactly how it is or take these out and then try and figure out if I want to use just like maybe 3 or 4 of the mounting holes or mounting locations. But yeah, this thing, there's no way this should fit like this, but I guess it'll do for now. Like I said, I can probably just zip tie it at the top so it won't be too janky, but it's gonna be janky, and I hate it. I hate it a lot. Okay, so with a little bit of persuasion, I was able to get this top one started. I'm probably just gonna, you know, ugga-dugga it on, but you know, got that one started. This one, so close but so far from going in. Honestly, if I was really desperate right now, I could take this brass ring out and I could just kind of ovalize this hole until it fit properly. But I mean, given the state of the radiator, I kind of don't want to mess up my good stuff to fit some bad stuff, if that makes sense. And I'm pretty sure it should, because like anybody with a brain can tell you, hey, if that don't fit, don't make it fit. Just tell the person you bought it from it don't fit and try and figure out a solution to your problem. But yeah, I'm gonna email them and then we'll figure out from there. I'll let you guys know what the result of the email is. But for now, let's get these tightened up and then throw them in, or throw the whole assembly back in. I'm just going to replace these with the ones with the bolt on it. Okay, so one more thing to be a little bit irate about. These these retention brackets, they don't fit. The left one is too far to the right, or to the left one's too far to the left, meaning this can't sit in there properly. And then the one on the right is still it's too far over. Honestly, everything is just shifted to the left. And I don't know if that's the fault of the shipping or if that's the fault of the manufacturer. I don't know. I'm still on the fence about keeping this radiator. Like, I know I need it because I can't put that one back in because it's cracked, but it's highly frustrating, to say the least. It's highly frustrating. But I'm gonna try and get this bolted in the best way I can, even if it's just with one clamp. It should be fine for now. And then I'll see if I can ovalize this hole, maybe to move this over ever so slightly, so that way this whole assembly can slide to the left and then clasp down on that. Okay, one more fitment issue. As I'm putting everything back together, there's one more thing that doesn't fit. And granted, this was not too serious, but come on, we're so close to being there. Like, why? Like, and I don't want to oval this because it's supposed to sit, like, it's supposed to sit flush. I mean, not flush, but like, it's supposed to sit up against this. Like, it's so close. It's so close to being correct. And gosh, man. Fitment issues. Like, I like the radiator. It's just the fit and finish is just bad. It's not great. And for $200, like, come on. Like, at least give me this fitment. Like, this barely even touches all of that. Like, why does this not fit? So, I mean, rant. It's a rant. Whatever. Fuck you, bye. It's the next day and everything is pretty much in its place. Am I stoked on the fit and finish of the radiator? Not so much. Like, I was mainly concerned about how close it would be sitting to the motor, given the fact that it is a lot thicker than the stock radiator, and it clears. It's not really that big of a deal, but like, certain things don't necessarily fit, and I'm a little bit upset about that. But at the end of the day, it's gonna do its job. Like, the retention brackets on the top of the radiator, they're not fitting the best because the radiator is a little bit further to the left and a little bit further away from the core support. So they're not sitting the best, but they are latching, which is fantastic. So that's fine. Yeah. Alright guys, I think that's gonna do it for the vlog. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching until the end. If you guys did watch until the end, be sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe if you guys haven't. If you guys didn't like the video, tell me why you didn't like it. I enjoy all the feedback I can get. That helps me make better content for you guys. And until then, stay safe. Tell somebody you love them. Have a good day, guys. Peace.